My name is Hubert Danso and I'm the CEO for Africa Investor. Africa Investor is an investment and communications group. We primarily established ourselves as an advisory business. So we charge advisory fees for advising our clients, be it the private sector, be it a development finance institution, be it a government or client more generally. I was at the International Chamber of Commerce, and within that capacity I helped a number of very large institutions and companies do business in Africa, get access to the right type of information, and sort of caused a lot of the companies and the institutions to keep coming back and saying, thank you for creating this opportunity, but we need more, and we need you to help us do more. And a number of them came together and backed and supported and funded the establishment of Africa Investor. In the media business, one of the biggest challenges is who is going to finance you in that first sort of 3 years? Where's your advertising going to come from? Well, we managed to keep it afloat because we had some anchor partners. And it was actually largely the companies that asked us to go out and see if we can get them more media exposure. Some of the banking clients and telecoms and all the rest of it. So we had them as a base of advertiser and supporter in the first instance. And then once you do a great job, then people, were coming to us. We've never really seen it spoken in this way before. The continent talked about from an investment perspective. Then what we realized is that there was still not the level of take-up in the capital markets that we believed the continent deserved. So we went and basically met a number of the asset managers. They took out fact sheets of index benchmarked fact sheet profiles. So it's the index for the European listed companies, the index for the North American companies and the Asian companies. And they said, this is how we invest. With this type of data, this is what sort of provides the insights so that we can really begin to look at what's the benchmark and what strategies and what products we can develop on the back of that. There is no such thing for Africa. 8 months later, we launched our own Africa Investor Index series. And once we launched that index series and it became very interesting to the likes of a Bloomberg, to the likes of a Reuters, MSCI's ears pricked up, we started getting calls from major asset managers. We got approached by the New York Stock Exchange, the London Stock Exchange, because it was almost the first of its kind, the way that we were promoting it, because we also had our media platforms to get it out there. And that's when we personally began to sort of feel that as a company and as the leaders in the company, this data is valuable, extremely valuable. And then from there, our business grew. The day we rang the bell at the New York Stock Exchange, it was a very proud moment, not just for us, but in our view, for the continent. That was 150 million viewers that sort of tuned into that bell ringing event. Business just kept on coming in because you're branded out there in a very visible fashion, and the whole dynamic of relationships again changed. But for us, it was just a very proud moment that we could actually fly the continent's flag there. The growth we saw as a consequence of working with the New York Stock Exchange and the bell ringing was phenomenal. So, we went from about a sort of an 8% coverage of the key institutions that mattered to us and that were targets in our particular market to probably about a 45 to 55 market penetration on that particular audience of clients and partners. We have a great working relationship with GE, Coca-Cola, Standard Chartered Bank, the World Bank Group, the African Development Bank, the Trade and Development Bank. So there's a number of major banks, telecoms companies as well as some of the largest and leading institutional investors from within Africa, African pension funds. The pools of capital that we work with now are probably about $7 trillion worth of assets under management that we basically work with in terms of identifying investment opportunities and strategies on the African continent. We have a number of different businesses that are technology businesses that we've incubated and that will be coming to market. So that's Africa Investor Asset X. That's a key platform for us. And that really just deals with the infrastructure space. On the trade side, we have Africa PLC, which is, in its simplest sort of description, it's Africa's version of Alibaba, which we've launched with DHL, and we're working with a number of different banking institutions on that. So we're really focused on technology, communities, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and big data. That's how we're constellating our business.